Open your books, literature books, to page 13, chapter 2, The Great Escape. The Great Escape. Got the chapter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright.
Yes,
So, this particular chapter, it tells us the story about a brave Maratha warrior, and it tells us that how through his intelligence and presence of mind he overcame a very difficult, a tough situation in his life. So you all will read and I will explain the chapter to you.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, start
Ma'am,
reading.
can I?
Yes. Whoever said first,
Ma'am,
start reading.
Ma'am, can I read? Agree for
The great Maratha king Shivaji Bonsai, better known as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, was born on 19 February 1630 in the first fort of Shivneri in Maharashtra. He posed a great threat to the Mughals who dominated northern India and the Nizams who ruled over southern India. The
Okay.
Mughals were
Alright. Okay, Shubham, wait. So, I hope all of you must have heard the name of Chhatrapati Shivaji. Have
Yes,
you?
yes, ma'am.
So he was
Yes,
a
ma'am.
great
Yes, ma'am.
Maratha warrior, very great Maratha warrior. So the great Maratha king, his name was Shivraje Bhosle, but he was popularly known as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and he was born on 19th February 1630. And where was he born? In the hill fort of, means this fort was situated on a hill. Place is Shivneri, and where is this place found? In the state of Maharashtra. You all know what is a fort?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who will tell me what is a fort?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, a castle? Ma'am, an area which is covered by large walls
Okay,
on the boundary.
okay, alright. Yes, and now, he was a great threat. See what is threat? A person means who is a threat to us? A person who can cause us damage, alright, or a person who is danger for us. Now he is a threat to us. So he was a threat to the Mughals. Now the Mughals at that time, they were ruling over northern India, and the Nizams, they were ruling over southern India. So both of them, they were afraid, you could say, of Shivaji Maharaj. So both of them were scared of him. Now let's see what happened. Okay. Yes. Someone else continue.
Ma'am, can I?
Don't say ma'am, I just continue reading.
The Mughals were constantly trying to suppress Shivaji. However, the
Wait.
Maratha.
All of you wait. Now if you see one person already reading, then the rest of you should mute your mic and be quiet. You will get another chance. So let her read her part, and then you can also read. Okay, so Aditi, you continue.
The Mughals were constantly trying to suppress Shivaji. However, the Maratha chieftains had inflicted many defeats on them. Enraged by the defeats, Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, sent a large army under the command of Raja Jai Singh of Jaipur. Although the Maratha garrison put up a stiff resistance, the Mughals laid siege on many of the forts. At last, Shivaji decided to agree to a truce, and to ratify the truce, Shivaji had to meet Aurangzeb at Agra.
Okay.
Shivaji
Alright.
hesitated
Okay, Aditi.
to go to Agra.
Now, like I told you that he was a threat, he was a danger to both the Mughals and the Nizams. So the Mughals, they were always trying to, reduce his strength, suppress him, defeat him. But the Maratha chief, now he was a brave warrior and he has a great army. So he forced many defeats. So he defeated the Mughals many times, and the Mughals, they were really angry. They were enraged. So they were angry, very angry by these defeats. And so Aurangzeb, who was the Mughal emperor at that time, so he sent a large army, and this army was under the command of Raja Jai Singh of Jaipur. So a large army was sent to capture Shivaji by Aurangzeb. Now, though the Maratha soldiers, they put up a great fight, a stiff battle, a stiff resistance, but though they put up a brave fight, but still the Mughals, they laid siege on many forts, means they surrounded many forts of Shivaji Maharaj. So though the Maratha soldiers, they put up a brave fight, they really fought very hard and very bravely, but still what we can say that they lost, and the Mughals, they were able to surround many of their forts, means capture many of their forts. And so at last Shivaji, he decided to agree to a truce. See, what is a truce? That is an agreement that you will not fight for a period of time. So he decided, because now he was losing, so he decided that it was the right time to call a truce. So he decided to agree to a truce, means to stop fighting for a while, and to put an agreement to this truce, to ratify the truce, means to make this agreement of not fighting for a while official. Shivaji, he had to meet Aurangzeb at Agra. Now Aurangzeb, he was ruling at Agra, and so Shivaji from Maharashtra, he had to go to Agra to sign, you could say, to sign the truce, to sign this agreement that they will not fight for a while. Yes, Riddhima,
Yes, ma'am.
read.
Shivaji hesitated to go to Agra, but Jai Singh assured him of royal treatment and personal safety. So Shivaji proceeded to Agra with his son Sambhaji and a contingent of about 4,000 men.
All right. Okay, wait for a while. So Shivaji, he was not willing. He was hesitant to go to Agra, because he was not sure what treatment will he get from Aurangzeb. So you could say he was a little anxious. He was not sure, and so he was not quite willing to go to Agra. But Jai Singh, he said, he assured him that no, you don't worry. You will get royal treatment, and you will be safe. I assure you that personally you will be safe. No harm will come to you, and you will get a royal treatment that a king gets, and so you will get that. And so finally Shivaji, he started to go to, he proceeded, means he decided that okay, he will go to Agra with his son Shambhaji, and also a contingent. See, what is a contingent? It is a group of people who represent a particular organization or a part of a military force. So he went with a troop, with his own troops, with his own military, and that about 4,000 people. So he went to Agra. Now let's see. Yes, Riddhima, continue.
Shivaji reached Agra on 11 May was 1666 and was welcomed by Jai Singh's son Ram Singh.
Yes. Alright, so Shivaji, he reached Agra on 11th May 1666, and there he was welcomed by Jai Singh's son Ram Singh. Yes, Rishima,
Yes, ma'am.
read better.
Okay. Shivaji was taken to the court, but he was ignored by Aurangzeb. He was made to stand among the
Courtiers.
courtiers.
Courtiers. Yes, continue reading.
Shivaji was furious with this dishonor and he walked out of the royal court. Shivaji and his son were arrested and kept captive in the royal guest house.
Okay. And Jai Singh's son Ram Singh, he welcomed Shivaji to Agra. But when Shivaji he was taken to the court to meet Aurangzeb, so Aurangzeb he totally ignored him, did not pay any attention. Now Shivaji he himself was a ruler. So, but though Jai Singh promised that you will get royal treatment, but he was totally ignored by Aurangzeb, and he was made to stand with the rest of the people. Courtiers are the people who attend the court, who are the officials in the court. So he was made to stand with them, and he was totally ignored by Aurangzeb. And Shivaji he was a ruler, so he really got very angry with this dishonor. He was furious with this dishonor, and so he walked out. He left the royal court without saying anything. And because he walked out of the royal court, and so Shivaji and his son they were arrested, and they were kept captive in the royal guest house. So though they were not put in prison, but they were kept in a royal guest house, but there they were kept as captives, means they were not allowed to go out of that guest house. Okay. Yes, is Prabhati there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta, read.
Yes, ma'am. 3 months passed by and neither did Aurangzeb meet Shivaji nor was he allowed to leave Agra. Shivaji decided to escape from Agra. So one day Shivaji faced sickness and doctors were summoned
Summoned.
to treat him. In a few days, he announced that he was fit to profess his thanks to the gods. Shivaji expressed his desire to distribute sweets to holy men and the poor. Shivaji's request was accepted, and every day 2 large baskets of sweets were sent out of the guest house to be distributed among the poor.
Okay. And so he was kept in the guest house as captive. So 3 months passed by, and neither Aurangzeb met Shivaji, nor he was allowed to go out of Agra or leave Agra or go to his own state. So he was kept as captive, as prisoner there, you could understand. Neither Aurangzeb was meeting him, neither he was allowed to leave Agra. And so finally Shivaji decided that he will escape quietly. He will go away from here, he will escape from here. And so one day Shivaji he feigned sickness. Feigned means he pretended, though he had no sickness, but he showed them, like many times students what they do when they don't want to go to school. What they do? I am having stomach pain, I have headache, and all that. So he also did the same, and he feigned sickness. He said that he pretended to have some problem and some sickness, and so doctors were summoned. Summoned means doctors were called. So doctors were called to treat him. And in a few days Shivaji he said that okay, now I am fit, and to show his thanks, to profess his thanks to the god, to declare that now he was well and fine, and he wanted to thanks the god, he thanks the gods for his that now he was all well. And so he decided, Shivaji he wanted to distribute sweets to the holy men and the poor. So Shivaji said that he wanted to, just as a measure of thankfulness to gods, he wanted to distribute sweets among the holy men and the poor people. So his request was accepted, and so every day 2 large baskets of sweets they were sent out of the guest house, and they were to be distributed among the poor. Okay, is Austin there? No?
Ma'am, can I?
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Austin, read.
Ma'am, but I don't have a book.
You don't have a book? Okay, then someone else.
Yes.
Okay, you read.
Ma'am, can I?
Okay, ma'am. The baskets were checked by the palace guards every day. What is inside the basket? So the basket contains sweets to be distributed to the poor and holy men. When it became a routine, they let it pass unchecked.
Okay, wait.
Shivaji was
wait,
waiting
wait.
for this opportunity.
Yes, wait. Let me explain this. So, the baskets, two huge baskets, they were sent out of the guest house every day. And so, the palace who were at the door, now they used to check these baskets, and like he's asking that what is inside the basket. So the person is saying that we have sweets to be distributed to the poor and the holy men. But each day this became a routine, and each day he was sending the sweets were sent out to be distributed among the poor and the holy men. So when it became a routine, now they did not check it and they let it pass unchecked. They did not check what was inside the baskets after many days. Yes, Alok, continue.
Shivaji was waiting for this opportunity. One day, Shivaji and his son escaped from the guest house in the two baskets. Shivaji escaped to Mathura and in the disguise of a holy man, reached Raigad via Prayag, Bundelkhand and Golconda 2 months later. Then he reorganized his army and his policies and set out to win back the forts and territories he had lost. On 6 June 1674, he was crowned as the Chhatrapati.
Okay, and Shivaji, after a while they let the baskets go unchecked, and Shivaji, he was waiting for this opportunity only. So one day, Shivaji and his son, they both got into the baskets, all right, and they escaped from the palace. And so Shivaji, from there he escaped to, from Agra he escaped to Mathura, and then in the disguise, means he pretended, he wore something to hide his appearance, and he looked like, you must have seen that in so many movies and all that people disguise themselves, and many detective movies and all that. So he also pretended to be someone else and wore clothes, maybe mustache and beard and all that, so in the disguise of a holy man. So what he did, he became, he was a Chhatrapati. So he, the type of clothes he wear, but he disguised himself in the, as a holy man. So how the saints, they used to wear the clothes. So he disguised himself as a holy man, and then from Mathura he reached Raigad through which route? Through Prayag, and then from Raigad to Bundelkhand and then to Golconda. Finally he reached Golconda 2 months later. And then once he was back, then he again reorganized his army, again strengthened his army, put more soldiers in his army, and he again set out to win all the forts and the territories which he has lost to Aurangzeb. And finally, on 6th June 1674, he was crowned as the Chhatrapati. So that was the story, that how through his presence of mind and his intelligence he overcame a difficult situation. So like no situation is such which does not have a solution. So all problems have a solution. Like we have to be really smart and keep our presence of mind, and then we'll be able to really do whatever we put our minds and hearts to. So that was the chapter. Have you all understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when we meet again, then we will continue with the question answers of this particular chapter. All right, we only have a few question answers in this chapter. So whenever we meet next week, then we will finish this. And in the meanwhile, you read this chapter properly, and you also write down the word meanings of this chapter. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Alright.
Okay, ma'am.
So that would be all for today.